That, I wanted to ask maybe Jamie and Ben, what are you looking for when you're determining whether to file a lawsuit? Are you looking for number of people? Or are you following and tracking certain industry sectors? What should we expect?
Well, for me, I think it's sort of a perfect storm. It's interesting, there was a study that was just done by Temple and Carnegie Mellon where they looked at 200 cases that were filed on PACER, data breach cases, and they found something different than what I look for. So I think there's a lot of factors to it. One of the things I think is the size of the breach. That can be a factor. It's not completely determinative of the final decision. What the cause of the breach and if there's actual misuse of the data. I want certainly clients that have had their data actually misused, not just lost. And I think, Social Security numbers are another determinative factor that makes it more likely for me to consider a lawsuit. Then there's statutory remedies as another factor. Then you don't have to worry so much about the actual misuse of the data or proving injuries. It depends the regional location of the people that were breached and what the law in that region is and whether it's favorable or not to your ability to bring in identity theft cases. So there's a whole lot of factors that we look at, and I'm sure Ben can add some more elaborate on what I've said.
I just like to win. So what I do is I look at the case and in less of a jocular vein. If I think the defendant has already put up a pretty solid remedy, and to date I haven't seen too much of that, then I don't really like duplicating the effort or creating the expense. That's not totally eleemosynary or charitable, it's because we all only have so much time. I think that if they only offer 1 year or nothing, and there's a real risk, and to me, a real more substantial risk than present knowledge might indicate, but those who are in it feel it. For instance, Social Security numbers always trip the lever. Medical records trip the lever. Other ones, such as you get into passwords, etc., which I happen to believe are property. Not everybody agrees with me. We're going to see how many more people I can get to agree with me. Loss of use is big to me. So you may have a case where maybe you don't have Social Security numbers. Maybe you have your credit card number scrambled, but you have a loss of use that's not otherwise reimbursed. And the big elixir to me is a defendant that does not come forward to do what I think the law provides as a fair situation. So at the end of it, I don't want to file a case that's way over the cliff. You don't really have any Social Security numbers. You don't even have credit card numbers. You may have something without any loss of use. You have to be very careful with those. And defendants that come forward to do the right thing get a lot of points because they make the litigation easier and maybe even make no litigation. But the fact that you see a defendant to come forward to do a right thing means that, well, if they gave 1 year, maybe they'll give 2 years. If they give this type of monitoring, maybe they'll give identity theft repair. And if you bring that expertise along with a defendant that wants to do the right thing, I think it's a good time to get in because that right thing might not be done without your intervention. It doesn't mean the other guy is a bad guy. It just means that they don't have the same perception as you do. So if you're going to contribute to the overall good, that's the mix I look to.
So definitely it's like, like Ben was saying, logical breach preparation. If you have a medical records theft and the breach remedy you're offering is 1 year of Equitrack, what does that have to do with loss of private medical information? So you need to really know what your breach is, what your loss is, and offer a robust remediation. Because that's one of the things that we look for is the failure to do that, the delay in reacting. I've heard other panelists talk about advanced preparedness. You better make sure everybody gets meeting on it right away and acts on it.